Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Simone Sports Show. I ask you one simple question. What's wrong with the Celtics? Spoiler alert, it's Joe Mazzula. We got Jack Simone here from Hardwood Houdini and How About Them Celtics podcast to tell us all about it, and I'm sure tell us how we're wrong, that Joe Mazzula is super great and he's doing everything right, and it'll eventually work out. So just, wait your time. But no, that's not the case. We've seen this act before. There's something wrong with the Celtics. We got to dig into it. What is it? Spoiler alert, it's Joe Mazzula. So we'll be talking about that. We've got some Patriots talk, of course, among NFL talk, a regular show as always. Excited to hear from Jack. But as we always do, let's kick off with some opening takes. Ray, you've really put me in a mood today, so you get to go first. Go ahead.
I think I was going first no matter what, but thank you there, Richard. Robert and Jonathan Kraft looked at themselves in the mirror and said, never again, after thinking the roster was great and it was a coaching problem when Bill Belichick was here. He hired Gerard Mayo, Alex Van Pelt, and something called DeMarcus Covington, who had a combined coaching experience of 0 last season, now has brought in a coaching staff for the 2025 season with a combined head coaching experience of 17 years. The experience and knowledge alone will help this team win, even if the Crafts don't spend any money.
Your beard looks terrible. I'm going to stick with the Celtics. This is more than just this season. There's got long-lasting implications for how they deal with this elongated slump, if that's what you want to call it. Elongated slump is also what we call Tuesday.
No!
At Irene's. Look, you've got the franchise is up for sale. You are way into the luxury tax. You've got a bloated salary. Anybody? No? Okay. There can be deals made right now for the future that we don't see coming. So bigger questions for Brad Stevens. He could go one of two directions. I think, we understand which path he's going to go, but I am interested in the future, right? Beyond this, beyond the elongated slump and beyond this season. Are they already starting to think about next year? And maybe that's getting in the way of what's happening this year. I don't know. So we've got long-term plans in the Celtics as well. Bobby, your opening take.
Reports are surfacing from the Senior Bowl where the Patriots have representatives, one of them the new head coach, Mike Vrabel. And these reports are surfacing that he is providing clear and concise direction to the personnel staff as to the type of players he wants and what skill sets he's looking for to fit the new team. Elliot Wolf has even come out and said it's such a breath of fresh air about being told exactly what it is you're looking for. And he also said that Gerard Mayo was a douchebag. He is also suing the Patriots, it seems. So that could be fun. It should be a breath of fresh air as we now have a coaching staff who seems to know what they want, and hopefully they won't be the worst team in the league next year.
Gerard Mayo is rumoredly suing Robert Kraft for that. I don't know if that's going to we'll get to this show. So we mentioned it here. Don't say we didn't. You guys are real high in this coaching staff. I might have to pivot. I might have to take the other task on this.
You would. Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking about. What's wrong with the Celtics? Joe Mazzula. Jack Simone is here to tell us why we're wrong. Patriots are stockpiling experience. We've got the top 5, the worst of the NFL this season. Not the best. We're not doing the best thing. We're going to talk about the worst motherfuckers this year. Justin Tucker, anybody? Man, let me hit the list. This or that with Chief Bobby and Simplest Minds of the Week. This is the Simple Minds Sports Show, Friday Rewind, live January 30th. Welcome to the show. The Celtics are dumb front-running pussies. This is the same team they have been for 4 years running.
Well, my worst nightmare came true. Mazzula and Mayo are friends. What the fuck? Apparently they've known each other since Virginia. They have these docking sessions where they talk about ball and managing people.
Vacation. I'm going to quay all these. I'm going to fucking watch them this week.
Do you say quay?
Is it not quay?
It's Q. It's Q. It's Q-U-E. You idiot.
Every time I see that intro, I feel vindicated. Because every day I feel like Ray's an idiot, and then I see that I'm like, I'm right. But this time, I was vindicated by myself. The Celtics are front-running pussies, and they're showing it Night after night, Jack, welcome to the show. Allow me to do this before we get into that. If you're watching on YouTube, you're welcome. The beautiful, handsome young Jack is with us tonight, and Bobby has changed his room, so that's fantastic. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, Sorry, if you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, rate, subscribe, review, tell your friends, tell your mothers, tell them about the newsletter. Go to SimoneSports.com for all your latest content, latest blogs, behind the paywall, new merch, top picks in the biz. Welcome, Jack Simone of Hardwood Houdini and How About Them Celtics podcast. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it. Welcome to the show. What the fuck is wrong with the Celtics? It's Joe Mazzula. Why is that not the truth?
Okay. Listen. I'll start with this. Joe Mazzula is still a good coach, right?
Oh,
You have to listen.
Here
Listen. Okay,
Here
hear me out.
comes the
Hear me out.
slow
Hear me out.
information sinking in.
Hear me out. You have just like if a player is in a slump, if something is in a slump, you have to like acknowledge all of the good. Like Joe Mazzula just won them a championship, right? He has had playoff success, right? He's still a good coach. However, the first grain of salt I'll give you, since I think my appearances on the show, I hate the defensive game plan that he uses, where it is math and it is let's leave this one guy wide open. I think it's dumb. I don't like it. I've written about it. I've talked about it. Against the Rockets the other day, obviously Dylan Brooks hit 10 threes. Like, what the fuck, right? Dylan Brooks hitting 10 threes is crazy. However, they decided to double team Alperen Sengun, Fred VanVleet, and Jalen Green and leave Dylan Brooks open. Why are we scared of those three on offense? So I think I disagree with that. So as far as Joe Mazzula is not horrendous, like you guys like to preach.
Hey.
However, if there was one thing that I would criticize him for this season, I think that defensive game plan doesn't make sense to me.
Allow me. This is from a guy. I read some of his stuff. It's okay. Jack Simone, Hardwood Houdini. He says, Joe Mazzula's Celtics decided to calculate their defensive efforts, but otherworldly shooting performances by Martin, Gabe Vincent. This is paraphrasing a little bit from earlier in your article here, Jack. Duncan Robinson ruined that plan. Similar to what you just said. Monday against the Rockets, the math game once again crumbled below Boston's feet. Their goal against the Houston Rockets was to shut down their offensive engines, blah, 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 blah. But they let the biggest turd on the block go 10 for 10 or whatever from three. Look,
Paraphrasing. I see.
Paraphrasing. Again, this is the Simone Sports Show. Welcome to the game. Here's my second biggest problem. The first biggest problem is Joe Mazzula is a slave to the math, and we'll get to his quote, which drove me up a wall. Here's my second biggest problem, and we can put this on the players because I'm going to give you quotes from Tatum and Brown, but it really stems back to Mazzula and his whole philosophy, right? So here's Jaylen Brown. Quote, we wanted to get Jalen, Fred, and Sengun. We wanted to take them away, and then we kind of accomplished that, Jaylen Brown said post-game, but they didn't account for Dylan Brooks. That's what Jack added. Tatum goes, Dylan Brooks, quote, Dylan Brooks hit 10 threes tonight. Tatum with an almost sarcastic smile creeping across his face. He set the franchise record. Didn't expect that for sure. Almost like, what do you want us to do? This loser goes out there and hits 10 threes. It's not our fault, except to Jack's point, that's happened to him. We can go from the Herald here. I have Zach Cox is reporting on this. Yeah. However many times it's happened to him this year, like 7 or 8, that the franchise records have been set against the Celtics. That's not a whoopsie, Tatum. That's not a
They did it for New Orleans. New Orleans, they had that. Who was it from New Orleans that game?
It was a season high for Trey Murphy and DeJounte Murray.
Yeah,
Caleb
they were going off.
Joel Embiid, Jarris Walker, Julius Randle, Jaden McDaniels, Russell Westbrook, Keegan Murray, Trey Murphy, DeJounte Murray, Derek Jones, Gabe Vincent, Brooks was the latest. So however many that was.
Yeah, and that's since Christmas.
Thank you. Since Christmas. So whatever happened before that. The fact that Brown and Tatum are just like, we're doing what coach tells us to do. That shit happens. We're not worried about it when they're playing 500 ball, basically. Like, that has me worried. I was not worried until these assholes started talking like this, and that stems from Mazzula. We'll just trust the process. Blah blah blah. We'll get there.
Yeah, I disagree with it 100%.
Like, can't say that.
I will also say, like, I disagree with it. I get it a little bit more in a playoff series where there is more time for the math play. I don't agree with it, but I understand it a little bit better. It is how they won the finals, by saying, let's just send a little bit of pressure at Luka. We'll let PJ Washington have a bit more space. But Alperen Şengün is not Luka Doncic. But Nikola Vucevic is not Luka Doncic. But Brandon Ingram's not Luka Doncic. Like there are times where I think it could be useful, but rolling it out every game, like even against the Bulls, they beat the Bulls last night. There was one play early in the game where they were leaving guys open. It's just the Bulls are awful, and so it worked.
Right.
There's levels to it, and I will also say, as much as that is something I disagree with, another problem, and Justin Turpin, who writes for WEI, pointed this out in one of his articles, and I pulled some stats from it. So they are 10-8 from Christmas onward. So including that Philly loss, they are 10-8 since then. In fourth quarters, they are generating. They have in the fourth quarters of the 10 wins, they are generating 7.2 open or wide open shots. And in the losses, they're generating 8.2. So they're generating more open or wide open shots in the losses. And that's because in the losses, and open or wide open shots is the defender 4 or more feet away. That is so like wide open.
Bobby could hit that shot.
They're shooting.
I hit it right in your eye, McPhee. You couldn't handle me right now. I would
Dr.
work you.
Relax, Dr. Swish. Let Jack finish his thought, please.
They are
Back off.
in the wins. They are shooting 51% on open and wide open shots, and on losses, they're shooting 27%. And you literally cannot generate a better shot than a wide open shot. They're just fucking missing.
Can I tell you why I think that is, and that without this stats
Sure.
and just watching the game? And I'll let Bobby go after this because he's the biggest Joe Mazzula hater on the planet, and I'm sure he has some thoughts. Here's what good teams do against the Celtics, especially close and late. They blitz Tatum, and they don't let him handle the ball. How many of those open shots were Tatum, and how many of them somewhere else? When the best player on your team is not taking those shots, that's what you want. That's what the Celtics are trying to deploy, except that they get smoked by Dylan Brooks. And Derek White decided to be an asshole for 2 months. And Jaylen Brown, I'm sorry to all you Celtics lovers out there, is not the player that you quite think that he is when he's put in those spots. All right. There's enough sample size to prove that. And the stats you just gave us, I think, back then up, but not totally. I just watch these games, and you watch good teams double and triple team Jason Tatum. And then when the ball's not in his hands initiating offense, it goes to shit because you run a 5 out. And like, if Tatum's not driving and dishing and collecting 3 guys, no one else knows what the fuck to do except catch and shoot. It's simplifying it. I understand that, but really those are the principles of Joe Mazzula's offense. And I've been screaming it even before Mazzula. This is really an NBA problem, not a Celtics problem, but Jason Tatum is 6'9" with a wingspan of 7 feet. Can you go to the block one time? Can you get doubled or tripled on the block instead of 35 feet from the basket and then initiate an offense? You'll get better looks. I promise you. It drives me insane watching them run offense.
The thing that makes me go insane real quick is Luke Cornett being on the floor in the fourth quarter in a pivotal game.
Injuries, didn't they?
But still, like, if you know he's a defensive liability, why is he in the game right there? Like, call timeout, get him out of the game.
I will say, I know exactly what you're talking about, and it didn't translate on TV. That, you'll love this, that was Joe Mazzula's fault, not Luke Cornett's fault.
Yeah!
Because when you were watching the game, I assume you're talking about the one where Jalen and him switched, and then Emmett Thompson got right for him. Joe Mazzula's on the sidelines yelling like switch, but he did it too late. And so they were like, what the fuck? And then they got lost. And he said it after the game. He was like, hey, he stopped the question. He was like, yeah, that's on me. But like, just to take a little of the blame off Luke Cornett, because it was a little bit his and Jalen's fault too. But like Joe Mazzula was like screaming at them from the sidelines. And that was,
I'll go one further because he said the last 2 plays were his fault. And Luka let him dive down the lane for a wide open dunk too. The play before that, or not Luka, Luke, sorry, Freudian slip. He is basically Luka Doncic. Luke Cornett doesn't need to be in the ball game at all in that situation. I don't care if there's a 7-footer out there. Like, this is the modern NBA. Put Jaden Springer out there to put pressure on the ball. Like, the Rockets deploy 5, 6, 7 guys at all times. It's not like Shaq's out there. Why is Luke Cornett playing defense with 5 seconds left in any game whatsoever? I'm with you on that, Ray. Bobby.
I'd be happy to answer that question because Joe Mazzula doesn't understand basketball. He's a nerd asshole. And he is in a mid-season slump, and he has no actual tangible basketball reason to address it. He's addressing it with his dumb nerd tactics, and they're not working. He doesn't know basketball. He's never done anything. He's like the Mike McDaniel of basketball. He impressed Brad Stevens with spreadsheets and ideas, and then when you see them get out there, it'll look really, really good. But if everything isn't perfectly succinct with your best players, he doesn't have a second gear to get the motivation and fight through a difficult situation.
Can I ask you this, Jack? And you can respond to that if you want to. But in that
Mhm.
vein, and this is maybe an NBA situation, less than the Celtics, but like, does he have the freedom to change that, or are they? We know they're going by the analytics. We know that they're running those
Mhm.
numbers. So the second you stop pressing those numbers and playing that law of average, it goes out the window. So it's like if they take 3 games and they go, let's deploy a different offense, then all of their analytics go kapoof and they
Yeah.
got to start over. So does he even have that freedom? Because I'm not totally with Bobby. I'm sure he knows basketball. He's been a basketball lifer.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could run the motion offense if you wanted to.
Yeah, like I think they definitely can change stuff, right? Joe Mazzula has freedom to do. He's a coach. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. I believe that. I'll use this as an example, even though it sounds kind of stupid. And I promise I'm going somewhere with this. So when we're upstairs on level 9 for games, we wait for the elevator, and if it takes too long, I'll think about taking the stairs. But in my head, I know as soon as I start taking the stairs, the elevator's going to get there. That's kind of what the math is. It is if I stop trusting the math now, like I'm gonna stop. It's like a fucking casino. It's like
That
a
was a
gambling
real
addict. If
Mazzula
I stop
comment
playing
there,
now,
okay?
yeah.
You
If I
somehow
stop,
managed to squeeze in a humble brag. You called yourself fat and a nerd all in one. I couldn't have insulted Ray better than you just did yourself in one 30-second clip. But I understand your idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
But that's a scary notion to think that the head coach of the Celtics is going, oh man, if we diverge here, we might not get back to where we want to go. When since Christmas you're playing 500 ball, losing the way you want to go, and the league is caught up to you. They understand how to play defense against you. Like, it's time to adjust. All winning teams have to adjust, and the fact that they went into the season openly talking about doubling down on the 3-point attempts, and at times they've been averaging 60, or maybe not averaging, but they've had 60 3-point attempts a night, is like, okay, guys, sample size is big enough. This isn't working. Can we scale it back? Try something different. And if it's the nerds saying no, you can't because the numbers will not do what they're supposed to do come April. That's a scary proposition. I would not want to live in that world if I'm Boston Celtics.
But also, the coaches aren't like the greatest coaches always adapt to like what's happening at the current time. Like you've seen it time and time again. Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, all those guys. Like if something doesn't work out, they know how to change it and get to Kobe getting the open shot or Shaq getting down low or whatever. It doesn't seem like Joe Mazzula knows how to change his philosophy or change his ways right now.
Just don't think he wants to. They just want to play what they want to do. What they do. He's very stubborn. And stubborn can be okay if you have a good plan that you're going to stick to. But I don't think he particularly cares for change.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, they believe it will work, right? They're confident in their approach.
Yeah,
They're confident
in that plan.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can't. And to Jack's point, they won a championship with last year. And honestly, if you put them in a 7-game series against anybody in the league right now, they're going to be favored. So, the math is everything, Mr. James. Math works. I get that, but it's a stupid way to play sports, and I hate watching it. And
bingo.
And you've got a sample size right now where it's not working for you. So.
Yeah,
could be scary walking into the playoffs. Like if you play 625 ball to March, like April, you're going to go into the playoffs with the same philosophy. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard because like on the one hand, teams like historically championship teams struggle in the following season. Like you're talking about like the best teams of all time, like the Jordan Bulls and the Steph Katie Warriors that don't, right? And that is whatever. Like I know people were saying the Celtics, oh my God, they're going to be that. You're talking about 2 like top 10 players of all time. I'm sorry. I think Chase Tatum's great. Probably not going to finish as a top 10 player all time. Like there's levels, right? But at the same time, all it takes is the like even if the Celtics were shooting average from 3 for the past month, they'd probably have a lot better fucking record. Even if, 2 of these players didn't have their insane career high shooting, like as much as it is frustrating to think of, like Dylan Brooks had 10 fucking threes. His career high was 6 before that, right? Like as much as it is like, just don't guard him like that, which I agree with. There's also an element of logic that's like, okay, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing?
Let's change.
And also like, there's so many factors that go into it. Like teams have tape on them now. Like you said, like teams have seen what the Celtics do for the past year. So you have to adjust to that. There is like, the Celtics have been more injured this year, even though it's not like long term, like nicks and bruises. Like Derek White's missed some games, Drew Holiday's missed some games. Not even from the perspective of like, oh, they're down guys, but like these guys are probably still playing a little bit hurt, or they're having to get used to different lineups here and there at different times. So like this is not last season, and I mean the Celtics are still a great basketball team. Don't get me wrong. Like it's just, I think the expectation was set so high before the start of the season that it was always almost going to be impossible for them to live up to it unless they literally had like one of the top 5 seasons of all time.
Yeah. Well, and they came out hot, but they are going to have to go on
Sure.
a winning streak. They can't play like this to the end of the season. So, and you've got a big thing coming up. You didn't mention in the injury thing that Drew Holiday friggin' stinks now. So that might also have something to do with it. Speaking of that, the deadline is coming up. Celtics deadline. Jaden Springer is the name you hear. He's got a $4 million hit, and they're up against the second apron. But I am a little bit. I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they'll make a big move, because I think they're relying on the math and their skill to get them through this season and win them a championship, and it very well might. And removing one of those pieces will be will give them a big disadvantage. However, they're going to sell this team this year, and whoever's buying it, I don't think wants to take on that tax. So do you think that's in the back of Brad's mind, or is there any conversations going on? Could that be part of this slump? Do guys feel unsettled? There's been some reports on that. How much of that kind of long-term Celtics being sold do you think is going into play right now, right around the deadline here, and resulting to the core?
Yeah. I think that's definitely an off-season problem. Like, I don't think Brad Stevens or anybody in the front office is looking at this and like, okay, we need to make a move right now, because realistically, there's not much you can do to solve that problem right now, unless you want to trade like Jalen, Jason, Drew, Derek, or Kristaps, which they're just not going to do. Like, they want to win a title this year, and you need all of those guys to do it. They're not going to trade Pritchard, Horford, or Hauser either. Like, it's just unrealistic for them to trade one of their top 8 rotations players as they're trying to win a championship. Trading Springer into space and getting back a second or giving up a second to dump him makes a little sense. Right now, with the tax bracket they're in, they pay his salary plus $4 for every dollar, so he costs them like $20 million, including taxes, which is like crazy when you contextualize it that way. You could also say, okay, if we're gonna try to go all in this year, trade Springer for another guy. I know Michael Scott of Hoopsite reported today that they're a team that has shown interest in Yabusele, which would be hilarious. And so like you could look to bring somebody else back in. I don't know what it means for this summer. I mean, it's definitely something Brad Stevens will have had thought about at some point, and is probably constantly thinking about. But I think their goal right now is just to win a championship. And what happens this summer is going to happen this summer. And maybe they bite the bullet for another year, because the process of selling the team and all of like Wick's ownership is going to happen gradually over the next 4 years. So maybe they say, okay, we'll squeeze out one more year and then the following summer. But eventually, like Jalen, Drew, like two of those top guys, Jason, KP or something, one or two of those top guys is going to have to go, and it's going to happen probably this summer or next summer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're moving from Tatum or Brown. Porzingis or Holiday at a deadline move, I gave a little sniff. Like, if you can move Porzingis for some real front court depth, that is, I think,
he's playing so well right now. He's insane.
Sure,
now.
But wait until someone fucking sneezes on his ankle, and
it's the risk. Yeah,
and he's got to sit out for the playoffs.
The problem with that is then any value you're getting back is probably not going to be worth it, because teams are going to have that in their mind when they give you a package for him, right? Like they're going to say,
I saw Steven Adams and whatever else was next to it, and I went, all right, I'll take the take the big ass Australian and take 23 pointers off the board for 4 games or whatever. Yeah. No, they're not going to do it. You're right. They're not going to, but there will be changes to be made. It's not going to be Tatum or Brown. I think they're going to ride with those guys. Who's buying the Celtics? As you're waiting, as you're humble bragging about being on the 9th floor and too lazy to take
rubbing elbows,
also worried about who's whispering in your ear. Is Jeff? What's his name? Jeff
Lurie.
Oh, Larry
Bezos.
No, the Eagles owner.
Oh, the Eagles owner.
Eagles owner. Bill Simmons. What's the word? Like, I don't think he reported it. He was like, this could happen. So maybe that. I know Steve Pagliuca is like leading a group to buy it. If I had to guess, that seems like probably like, if I was to set like a line on it, I would make that the favorite. I don't think it would be like, I think it would still be plus money, but I don't think anybody knows. But just from the perspective of Wick knows Pags, he knows what he'd be getting into. Like, Pagliuca's probably going to really want it. That'd probably be my guess if I had to, but I truly like there's really been no news.
Value came in lower than what they were anticipating, right? Popovic is trying to, die on some type of $6 billion deathbed, but it doesn't seem like they're going to get it. They're underwater.
Close
Like
to it.
they're under.
Yeah.
They lose money. So
It's hard because they don't own the arena. The Bruins
Right.
own it. Like,
Do you think the new owner? Do you think the new owner will build a new arena somewhere?
It depends on how rich the new owner is.
Yeah.
it might be part of the. It might be part of the deal.
to
Like,
find that space.
well,
They're
they
saying
got
at the new Encore that
Yeah,
they could
yeah.
build over an Encore.
That's why
Yeah.
Bezos is in the picture. It might be part of the deal. Like they might have to go through the city and whatever else to like confirm. Confirm their own building. It's the only way you make. They're going to make up the money. So
Especially if they have this expensive a roster.
and the TD is going to go. They're going to take that thing down at some point. It's
It's a landmark.
so it's a
Jesus.
fucking Gatting kid. They took that.
Before you make Jack go, where's Jimmy Butler gonna go? Where's the final destination?
Ooh. It's so fucking lame, but he's probably just gonna be in Phoenix. It sucks so hard. I really don't want it to happen. If I had to pick
love
like
that.
a fun destination,
They'll
like
fail, and it'll be great to see.
yes, I agree 100%. Like funny,
not- you
yes,
gotta
but
win,
it'll
yeah.
be boring. If I had to pick a fun destination, I wish he wanted to go to the Grizzlies. I don't think he wants to, which is I don't fucking get. Rockets would be cool. I think Spurs would be cool, but they're gonna get De'Aaron Fox, so that's sick
That's
for
gonna
them.
be, yeah, they're gonna be nasty.
Goddamn
So
Udoka's going to come back and haunt this team. that
My
dicking down
ultimate
Udoka's
fun-
going to fuck the Celtics in the goddamn finals. Watch.
Yeah,
my ultimate fun team for Jimmy Butler, and this is like completely taking out the fact that it could fuck the Celtics if they go to the finals. I think if he went to the Nuggets, it'd be super fun. I don't think it will happen, but I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Isn't
that's
this gonna be like the biggest 5-team trade of like all time or something? Like it has to
it
be
could
like
be because
yeah.
De'Aaron Fox. I mean, if the Suns want Jimmy Butler, they have to trade Bradley Beal, but Bradley Beal has a no trade clause, so he can literally do whatever the fuck he wants.
You're like, nah, I'm
So,
good.
Yeah,
Bradley
this-
Beal seems like the perfect guy to wave that to go to Miami and just go 500. For the
Miami
next
doesn't want him.
look, this
They
big-
said no.
I would say no too if I was Miami. Are the Warriors in it on this at all? Jimmy Butler.
They're
feels
in
like a
on-
Warriors guy.
Yeah, they're in a little bit, but I saw a report. I forget where it came from today that like Steph and Steve Kerr were like, we don't know how he'll fit, or there's like skepticism.
Like, because he's a massive prick and
fit.
destroys everything.
Yeah,
he's ever been a part of.
They already got one of those on the roster, Draymond Green. They don't need another one.
He's theirs
Who
though.
knows?
He's their asshole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't
he's,
need
like,
Jaden Smith.
integrated.
We've got another fucking douchebag here. Jack, this has been insightful and therapeutic. Thanks for joining us and letting us yell at you about your
Yes, sir.
coach. When he gets fired, we'll have you back on, and or when they win a championship, you can come drop your nuts on our channel.
Perfect.
Until then, follow Jack. How about them Celtics podcast? Hardwood Houdini. Where else you at? You're always shuffling around.
I think that's it. Right now, I'm 10 toes down those two places. So that's
Or
that's
if you
good.
guys, if anyone's floating around on the ninth floor of the garden thinking about taking the stairs, grab Jack. Tell him, come on. do your
Yeah, come
steps."
say hi. Come say what's up.
All right, Jack. See you, man.
Thank you.
Later, Jack. Thank
Appreciate
you.
guys. Bye. Yep.
Love Jack. I don't love Dr. Big Mac, so let's throw it over to headlines with the obvious one.
Thanks, Rich. Love you too. Wake me up when January ends. Exactly what the Boston Celtics are singing after every game this month. With a 9-6 record, the defending champs have hit a roadblock at the midseason point. They have one game left in January. It's against the New Orleans Pelicans, who the Celtics barely beat just 2 weeks ago. Rich's mic's on, so I'm going to mute that. What happened with you've moved it in the Boston Bruins, once looking like another playoff-bound early exit season. The Bruins are on the outside looking in and playing some terrible hockey after losing to one of the worst teams in the league, the Buffalo Sabres. They are currently playing the Winnipeg Jets, and the score is 2-0 Winnipeg. The Patriots are doing the complete opposite of what they did last season by loading up with experience for the coaching staff. Doug Marrone, former Jags head coach, joins the staff along with Thomas Brown, had a stint at coaching with the Chicago Bears. Keep on adding there, Michael. And finally, pitchers and catchers report in 2 weeks, and the Red Sox lied and didn't spend any goddamn money this offseason. This has been Headlines with the obvious one. Back to you, Richard, where we talk some Patriots. What are you fucking dinks saying to me in the chat? I do love you so much. Sorry, rolling into your mother's ass. Zoom. You son of a bitch.
Sorry about that. You look very distinguished. You've got the gray thing coming out of what's like a haphazard squirrel nest on your chin, which is working. I lied before. It is working. You've got a vibe. You've got a vibe. The black on black on black on gray is great. It's working pretty good.
Yeah, it's because I'm fat. No, that's why I wear black.
No.
Oh, you're fat again? I thought you were skinny.
Yeah.
I've been skinny, but it's just, it is what it is.
So you're fat again.
No, I'm not fat again. I'm feeling good.
Flip flopping Dr. Big Back. The Patriots are stacking experience. Mike Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, Terrell Williams, Doug Marrone, Thomas Brown, some other guys here we can get to if you'd like. I just like to hear Bobby's initial thought on the Patriots and their approach here. It was your opening take. So just continue on it as they continue to bring in experienced coaches, which feels like such a no-brainer thing to do. And last year we were so void of them, but they're also bringing in younger guys, right? So they, Vrabel talked about this. They wanted to bring in experience, also younger guys to meld together. There's a big kind of elephant in the room. Josh McDaniels is one of these guys that doesn't totally fit in this Vrabel tree. Doug Marrone is somewhere in that realm too. A lot of these other guys, I'll just give you the names. Tony Dews, the running back coach, Jason Hoog-Tallying.
Bless you.
Thank you. Offensive line coach, Ashton Grant, Ryle, Scott Booker, all those guys were with Vrabel in Tennessee in one way or another. Riley Larkin is a young kid from Ohio State, Vrabel's alma mater. And then you've got Josh McDaniels and Doug Marrone, who came from BC in some connection there. So you put any stock into that? You were not as high in the McDaniels hire because of the influence from Kraft. And now you've got what seems like a continuingly stacked roster of coaches from the Vrabel tree or his experience, and Mike and Josh McDaniels and kind of Doug Marrone over here on the offense side of the ball. Your thoughts?
First of all, do we know what Doug Marrone's role is? I haven't heard that, so maybe once that's clarified, we can kind of see what's going on there.
It's offensive line, I believe.
Jason Hachu is offensive line coach.
Bless you again.
So he was labeled as offensive line coach. Sorry, Jason, that's your name for the rest of the season. And along with Jason Hachu is with the offensive line coach. Doug Marrone doesn't seem like a guy that goes from coaching the Jacksonville Jaguars to the AFC title game to offensive line coach. So he's probably some no-name offensive assistant getting paid by somebody else so the Patriots don't have to pay him, i.e. the Ben McAdoo role. And we saw how well that worked.
Very good. That makes sense. Very good. So far, when we talk about the experience, what I like about what they've done, they've added they have experience, but they also have younger coaches to create some sort of a pipeline as people go, because you need to have that differing roles. You need differing skill sets. We talked about it with the floor. They're going to have a high coaching floor to be able to win some of these games next year as they roll in. I just like what they're doing. It seems like they're going to have a plan for the type of player that they want. As far as Josh McDaniels, if he's running this offense, we know what type of players that he wants on his offense. We could be seeing the return of the true slot, like that role. That was always the McDaniels Brady offense. Is that something he's going to carry on here? I don't know, but we know he knows what type of players that he wants to run an offense. So I think we're going to see them target very specific players instead of just drafting random guys like it's felt for the past 2 years.
I know the true slut when he sees one too, just so you know.
Damn right.
Every Tuesday night, brother. Vrabel talked about this down at the Senior Bowl. The base of that offense is going to be the McDaniel offense. However, there was a heavy conversation about the advancement and modernization and adaptation McDaniels plans to have towards his offense. The hesitation or the skepticism from Patriots reporters is now Drake May is going to have to learn a new verbiage. So you're going from numbers to letters, as far as I understand it. West Coast, they talk in numbers, and Patriots offense, they talk in words. So Drake May is going to have to learn a new offense. I understand that's not nothing, but I really think people make a massive deal out of that.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit too big of a deal if you have good coaches, right? So he was able to make Mac Jones look like a formidable quarterback for at least half a year. No one else has been able to do that. That's enough for me to go, all right, he'll be fine with Drake May. They'll be fine. Okay. They'll be okay. And then they've got influences from this Thomas Brown he's from the McVay tree and has bounced to Carolina. And then was with the Bears, was actually the interim head coach there at the end of last season. So he's got experience on the offensive side of the ball and holding the whistle. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Riley Larkin, the Ohio State kid, comes from a similar type of offense. Ashton Grant, the quarterback coach, comes from a similar West Coast style offense. So the influence of that West Coast modern offense is all there. It's just Josh McDaniels calling the plays on the sideline and implementing it all. So your only hesitation really here should be is your confidence that Josh McDaniels can do the job. And anybody that doesn't like that hire, the alternative is, I've said this before, I'll say it again, is some kid that has never called a play in the NFL live in game that you're going to trust. I would much rather hand Josh McDaniels a new offense to learn and implement and let him call the game than bring in some 28-year-old and see if it fucking works. I'm still landing there. Whether it was Kraft's hire or not, I just trust Josh McDaniels for him to learn a brand new system and implement it with Drake May than to have some young kid that's never done it before take over an entire offense with where the Patriots are right now.
I just think that Josh McDaniels will be able to adapt to whatever Drake May needs him to do and help him get to the level he needs to. I mean, it's only been a year of Drake May with the Alex Van Pelt system, which I'm sure he, as soon as the season was over, just fucking threw that fucking playbook away. It was like, I'm done. I don't need to deal with this shit anymore. So I think
playbook. Do you mean coloring book?
Yeah, coloring book, color by numbers, whatever. But yeah, Drake May, I don't feel like is going to have a big learning curve or whatever. Like, I think this whole system is going to be a breath of fresh air. Like, holy shit, a guy that's won 6 Super Bowls is in the house with me right now. He's going to teach me the philosophy that Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, learned. Like, yeah, I'm all for it. Like, Drake May seems like the kind of guy that wants to learn, wants to come out there, wants to breathe all the fresh air, and wants to have a winning culture around him. And unlike fucking Gerard Mayo and Alex Van Pelt around him.
Yeah, I think
the Drake May doesn't want to do, and that's bang hose because he got married this offseason. Boo!
He didn't get on. No, he proposed. Big
Same
difference.
thing. Whatever.
He proposed. He's following the Brady path.
Yeah.
He took.
I had that work out for Brady. Like 8 wives later.
Yeah, 7 Super Bowls in. Come on, 2 wives. Well, did he marry Bridget?
No, it was his girlfriend. They weren't married.
Bang that skank.
He knocked her up, but he was sliding through celebs.
And he said, "Excuse me, Bridget, I need some milk and cigarettes. I'll be right back." And then never returned.
Here's what's going to sell Drake May when Josh McDaniel goes, "Watch this. They're going to play man, so we're gonna play a rub route here." And Pop Douglas, he's going to be wide open for 40 fucking yards. And then it's going to happen. And Drake's going to go, boom. And he's going to, holy shit, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. Eggplant emoji right in his pants.
No problem. A lot of talk about the offense. We haven't touched on the defense a lot. Here you go. Here's something. The Patriots are going to run an actual new defensive scheme for the first time since Pete Carroll. If anyone's counting, that's over 24 years ago. Was the last time they ran a defense that was not a Bill Belichick defense. So they're going to run something. This is for all you football nerds. I'll sum it down. It'll look like a 3-4, but it's actually a 4-3. Ooh, spooky. The defensive front will take more of a one-gap attacking approach. That's a shift from last year's scheme, which was still using Bill Belichick's style, emphasizing 2 gapping inside on the defensive front and versatility on the edges. Personnel-wise, the Patriots will change what they're doing, looking for on defense. The Titans typically deployed a smaller, more athletic linebacker core. Oh, praise you, baby Jesus and above. I've been calling for that for 5 fucking seasons. Defensive tackle Devon Godchaux actually played well under Terrell Williams, the new defensive coordinator for the Patriots, as a rookie with the Dolphins in 2017. He fits into the scheme as a nose tackle. Keon White, listed at 6'5", 290, could play the strong side defensive end. Vrabel and Williams defense and the blah, blah, blah. Christian Barmore, he's good. He'll do whatever he wants. So they've got some good guys in the system. Here's what I took out of this. Been calling for playmaking linebackers for years because that's where the game is won and lost now, in the middle of the field with fast fucking guys.
Guys that can cover instead of just run up and thump.
Yeah, thank you. Running up and thump, another tendency.
Oh, damn it!
Nights.
God damn it.
Sorry, I'm way over my quota tonight. It seems like a more aggressive defense. Didn't watch a ton of Titans football with Mike Vrabel as their head coach over there, but they were pretty good. And it seems like a more modern approach. I just like that you're going to have fast linebackers in the middle of the field. They're going to need edge rushers. So Harold Landry is a guy that was mentioned from the Titans who was pretty good in that scheme. Now, if you follow anything on social media, the Patriots are in every trade discussion for guys like JJ Watt and any edge rusher you can find. The draft, everybody.
So would you take Abdul Carter with your 4th pick overall?
I would, because he's probably the best player on the draft board right now.
Depends on the situation, but yes.
It seems like he would fit this scheme perfectly as well. So
if he's there and Travis Hunter's there, who are you taking?
Shut the fuck up.
Carter.
We're not talking draft right now. But
thank you, Bobby.
I told you this. I'm not taking anybody from Colorado. They're all going to suck.
We're not talking draft right now.
Thank you. It's been jamming my fucking eye. It's just a breath of fresh air. It's going to be something different, right? Instead of Bill Belichick, bend, don't break, and two gapping, or somebody trying to cover his scheme and failing at it. We have a new scheme. To Bobby's point, they know what they're looking for. They know exactly the type of players are going to fit it, and they're going to acquire them. I can't wait for the bloodlust, thirst, or whatever you call it, for the current Patriots roster and those fucks that are just cut. All of them. Just get the fuck out of here. You suck. You don't belong here. You're not going to fit. Bye-bye. See you later. And then just go bring a swath of young, fast motherfuckers to play in the middle of the field. That's what I'm looking for.
Sounds like a nice wet dream right there.
I just picture him like that's like some sort of gay dream that he has about men, where he's just, that's how he's thinking. Bring them all in here, yeah. Bring in the new guys, yeah.
Wakes up Ingrid. It's time to bone. That's a dream about men. Let's go.
She's like, another one? Okay, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's like the Roman infantry just coming in on their fucking opponents. Can't stop them. Cannot stop them. So there you go. If you listen to the sludge that is Boston Sports Radio, we can start picking nits here at the way that the Patriots are building out this coaching staff. But to a man, I look at it and go, we talked about this the last several weeks on the show. You needed to bring your floor way higher. You needed to bring some professionals and adults in the room. With every single hire, it seems like they're doing that. And I'm just not the guy that's going to be concerned about Josh McDaniels. He's proven himself over and over again as an offensive coordinator in this league, and you put some talent around him. I think he's going to be not fine. I think he's going to be good. I think there's going to be a lot of people eating some crow come the first couple weeks in the season.
And these boys are not going to love the coaching staff because they're not the players' coaches. They're going to be working hard. They're going to be out there fucking, yeah. I can't wait for this.
Good. They didn't love Gerard Mayo because he was a soft corporate shrill dickhead, and they didn't show him what to do. Keon White basically called him a pussy at the end of the season. Keon White's licking his lips right now to get punched in the face by Mike Vrabel and watch Vrabel bleed down his eyes all practice because he's a fucking meathead. They're football players. They need meatheads. They are all meatheads, all of them, except for the pussy wide receivers. All of them are meathead, wired to be lunatics. They need that type of leadership. They don't need some guy telling them, trust the process, and within your journey, you will find the true happiness of what you are. You're a man now. I can tell you, shut the fuck up, Mayo.
Was that Star Wars?
You wouldn't know. Let's finish this off with a little Super Bowl talk. Ray, your Chiefs made it. Congratulations.
Fuck you, my Chiefs, you son of a bitch.
Chiefs, Eagles in the Super Bowl. Thoughts on those conference title games? Go ahead, Ray.
The Eagles, I listened back to the show. We were way wrong. We thought it was going to be a competitive game. The Eagles came out there. Saquon Barkley should be league MVP after that performance. Like, he brought those Eagles to the Super Bowl. Mahomes can suck a dick. I wish he was on that plane that crashed over DC.
Jesus.
Nope, we don't have to beep that. Fuck that guy. Fuck that Chiefs. Fuck everyone. I hope Andy Reid has a heart attack on the sideline, dies on the sideline. Okay. Fuck the Chiefs. I fucking hate them.
This is why we don't let Ray talk a lot. Bobby?
Yeah, if the Eagles run the ball like that against the Chiefs, should be the team favored to win. They completely bullied the Commanders. I don't think the Chiefs will get bullied, but they don't have near the talent. They have one player that's the best player on the field. And they're going to be the better coach team, which certainly matters. But on the offensive and defensive line, the Eagles are absolutely stacked. Jalen Carter smacked the center of the Commanders, and he died on the field. He passed out.
It was awesome.
Like, did you guys hear Brady when they played the replay back and showed that? Brady was like, oh, like when he just boom, like that guy. He's one of the best players in football right now, and he'll be unleashed. If the Eagles can run the ball like that, they're going to win the game.
Two tangents here. See that Eagles team? See how good they are? You know how they built that team inside out. If you want to do that, go get yourself a Jalen Carter.
Loaded on the lines.
Been calling for that for several years too. Secondly, I'm not betting against the Chiefs. I think the Eagles certainly have a shot, but the Mahomes factor is real. So what was it, Ray? Was it the Mahomes is the greatest winner since Tom Brady? Is it the Bills cannot win, therefore Josh Allen is doomed, or they choked, one or the other, or is it the refs won the Chiefs the game?
I think it's Andy Reid is the best coach in NFL right now. Like, he's the smartest man in the room. He can dissect any defense and go against them, and Mahomes can just do whatever he tells him to do.
Not just that, Steve Spagnuolo is by far the best coordinator.
Yes.
I don't understand. He must not want to be a head coach, because I don't understand how he's not getting.
He's never been a head coach, right?
Yes,
no, he was. He was a head coach with the Rams for 3-4 years, maybe.
And the Giants too, right? Was he the Giants?
Well, he beat.
No, he was the Giants' defensive coordinator first, then got hired to the Rams. Like, he won Super Bowls. He beat the Patriots, and then went to the Rams, and then came back to here. But I don't understand why he doesn't get head coaching offers. It must be that he's saying, I just don't want to. Kind of like a Dick LeBeau
good for him. Like, know your role.
That's what you're willing to do. Do it.
Josh McDaniels, take a note. Like, you can live your life, and he probably collects it.
No, he was the Giants.
Every blitz he calls is perfect every time.
Great it's a good call. I mean, the coaching is superior on the Chiefs side of the ball. But look, the Bills came out. They looked like Josh Allen looked like he was jittery. He settled down a little bit, but their offensive coordinator helped lose him that game. How many guys?
McDermott helped them lose him the game.
That was home. If the Bills were at home, they win that game, because they wouldn't come out like that. Like, they would have been more confident. But I agree. They came out flat, and they're not as good.
You can blame it on
the first two passes were over everyone's head. Like, those two passes that Josh Allen had should have been intercepted. Like,
he was
right
jittery,
away.
But he settled down, and he had some really excellent.
Of course,
throws. I mean, the throws to Hollins were unbelievable. He was
that kid's a beast.
Yeah, Hollins was a beast. They just did look. Their offense did not look. The offense looked disjointed all game. It was. If not for the greatness of Josh Allen and his physical gifts, there's nothing easy the Bills were doing that entire game. So that's your offensive game planning. And yeah, McDermott has something to say. When you go 0 for 3 or whatever with the tush push, McDermott should be like on the headset, hey, can we run the ball? James Cook is the second best player on their team. He didn't touch the fucking ball the last drive. So yes, your head coach controls a little bit of that, but that offensive coordinator, who I think is a rookie at that job, I forget his name at this point.
Joe Brady, thank
you. He got exposed as the first time offense coordinator in the AFC Championship game. They just did not have a game plan to compete, which is hard to do. You're right. Against Andy Reid and Spagnuolo, that's a tough task.
Flip-flop them. Flip-flop those coaching staffs. Do you think the Bills win?
Yes. Hands down.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't tush push on fourth down the fourth time to lose the game. Yes, of course. What a stupid goddamn call.
Not only that, they had it scouted. Every time Josh Allen goes left, the whole line crashes over the left guard.
The first time they tried to do it at that first 2-point conversion when they shouldn't have gone for it, you can blame McDermott for that. The first time they did it and they got stopped when the entire defense jammed that gap, McDermott should have been and Brady should have been the headset go, we can't do that again. They're on to us. Switch it up. And they didn't. They ran it 5 more fucking times.
I think they ran it 6 times.
And then the one time where Josh Allen dove over and almost fumbled the ball, but luckily got the fumble off of it. It's just like,
which you can almost guarantee was Josh Allen in the moment going, I know this isn't going to work, so let me try something different. And then didn't realize it's not the end zone, and they can still knock the ball out.
Shit.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. So the Bills are destined to lose. A lot of people are high in them. This was supposed to be their setback year, so Yeah, they should come back strong. They should be, as long as Josh Allen's good, they should be good. We'll see if they do anything with McDermott. I don't think they will this year. I think that they'll reload this year and give them
It's
one
too
more
late
shot.
now. Yeah,
But
they have no one to
the
get.
problem
Yeah.
is that who are they going to get that's better? They could guarantee would be better.
Allow me.
Right.
You go down to Chapel Hill, you bring $10 million with you and say, "Hey, Bill, why don't you come up to Buffalo and coach this team? I think we have a winning shot with you."
And they'd say,
Jennifer
doesn't want to go to Buffalo. Blow me.
I'd like my son Steve to run the offense.
Yeah.
Didn't he coach defense? And he's like 20. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, you bitch.
You want a Super Bowl or not, bitch?
So there you go. Quick break. We'll be right back with top 5 worst of the NFL in 2024. All right, we're gonna go a couple. We've got a couple lists here. 1, 2, 3, 4 categories. We're gonna go top 5 roundtable discussion. Keep it fairly brief. We don't even spend all night on this. We're gonna start with the worst coach. The worst coach in the NFL. Here's your top 5. Here's your candidates in your list. Feel free to add one if we've forgotten one here. I did steal this from the internet, so whatever. Antonio Pierce, Gerard Mayo, Matt Eberflus, Dennis Allen, and Mike McDaniel. Give me your comprehensive top 5 from 1 to 5.
Gerard Mayo's 1. After that, I don't
We're
really
in
give a
agreement
fuck.
there. Number 1 is Gerard Mayo.
Everyone
After
else, you can put whatever you want. But
everyone's tied at 2 after that.
maybe Antonio Pierce because the Raiders
Antonio
were
Pierce is number
yeah.
2. He's
Let's
a
see, who
solid
else we
number
got
2.
here.
I'm gonna give you
Matt
Mike
Eberflus.
I'm gonna give you Mike. I'm gonna give you a dark horse, Mike McDaniel. He
that's
collapsed.
Spite. That's just over spite.
Well, respect my spite.
I do respect your spite, but I'd go Mayo, Pierce, and then Eberflus. That's just me.
Pierce didn't have shit to work with. I don't think he's a good coach, but
He should have never
you
got
not
that
see Gardner Minshew with the fucking 6 stash over there in Vegas and just
Probably had sex with so many hookers.
That's probably true. All right, it's Gerard Mayo at 1 and everyone else at 2 in a landslide. All right, let's go to worst player. Your candidates are Deshaun, Hansy Watson, Anthony I'm Tired Richardson, Will I Blow Levis, Daniel Pay Me My Money Jones, and Tyreek More Kids Than Touchdowns Hill. Who are your top 5, 1 to 5 on that list there, Bobby?
I'm going to go with Daniel Jones, number 1.
Spoiler,
He
I thought for
single-handedly
sure he was
tanked the Giants franchise the past 2 years.
I thought for sure you're going Will Levis. Bobby hates Will Levis so much.
Well, he's also terrible, but he was never he was never thought of as good. The Titans are a dumpster fire for even drafting him and putting him in that position.
Yeah, you can't say worst player of the year when you're really always the worst player. Like Will Levis is just terrible. Like he's a terrible person.
For the same reasons Bobby mentioned Daniel Jones, I think you have to go Deshaun Watson. I mean, he's $208 million.
Oh, but he just reworked it though.
Is that a pun? Is that an innuendo? What did he
No,
rework?
He reworked his contract. He reworked his contract to make it more cap friendly for the Browns.
Oh, what a
He's
nice
never
guy.
going to play another down for the Browns. He fucked himself.
He will not. No, he will not.
He
It goes. Let's be honest. It goes Jones, Watson, Hill, Richardson, then Levis.
You put Hill above Richardson? Hill had a bad year.
I went Jones, Watson.
Hill's probably
Hill,
one
yes.
season away from being washed.
But he might be a Patriot, so everyone should be happy.
That's not happening. Whoever
put-
said that is an idiot.
I'd put Watson
That's
above
Bill Gately. You can find him on Facebook at Bill Gately.
pewpew.com.
Pew,
I
pew.
think, all right, that list works for me. All right, let's go to most overrated player. Your candidates here: Dak Prescott, T.J. Watt, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, and Marvin Harrison Jr. Can I start? Number 1 overall player is Marvin Harrison Jr. The hype this guy got coming out of college, Bobby Bukaki, I don't know what his thoughts on it were, but this guy was supposed to be the next Marvin Harrison, and he wasn't. He kind of stunk most of the year. He had flourishes. He'd have like a quarter with 3 touchdowns and then do nothing for the rest of the game, and that was his big week. I don't think he's dead in the water. I'm not calling him a bust or anything, but in terms of what his expectations were of what he gave you, outside of Dak Prescott, who was hurt, obviously. I think Marvin Harrison tops this list.
He's 1 for you? Fuck that. Dak Prescott, baby. Give me Dak Prescott at 1. Give me
He got hurt.
Dak Prescott's always been overrated his whole career.
Everyone thinks that they can go to Super Bowl. Remember how Cowboys fans were like, oh my God, we're going to go to the Super Bowl. Like, look at our team this year. It's Dak Prescott's holding them back. And then
I can't give you Dak. He got hurt. He was out for like almost the entire season.
So what Brock Purdy was too. I'd go Brock Purdy number 2. Brock Purdy was hurt most of the season. This
Brock
Dak
Purdy
Prescott, Brock
overrated.
Purdy. I'd go Marvin Harrison and then TJ Watt
doesn't belong on this list.
No, neither does Jordan Love.
Lesbian, so he's a lesbian looking, so he doesn't have that going for him. He's also
we love lesbians. We love lesbians.
Rich had it right. Marvin Harrison Jr. looks like an average NFL receiver, an average receiver.
From a career standpoint, I can have a conversation about Dak. Not this year. He was hurt. What do you want to? You got hurt. He was out. He was off the field.
He's a pussy. Rub dirt on it, bitch.
Break his fucking leg or something.
No, he broke his finger.
In your mother's ass. Fall off of the season. Trevor Lawrence, Justin Tucker, Aaron Rodgers, Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel.
May I go first? Thank you. Before I was going to probably say Aaron Rodgers, but no, I'm going Justin Tucker because Mr. Hansy himself, Deshaun Watson no longer has that title. Justin Tucker now has a criminal lawsuit against him with 6 massage therapists because he liked to brush his wiener up against him. And that's probably why he had the biggest fallout because he knew this was coming. So Justin Tucker, I have at 1.
Yeah, I think for football reasons, it's probably Trevor Lawrence. He came in with so much hype, and he has just been so bad. Rodgers was old. We knew that was going to happen. Purdy, whatever. Deebo, he's fat, so he can't play anymore.
And saucy. Tucker went from the best kicker in the league to a shitty perv. So I'm with you. 1-2 is Lawrence and Tucker. Even Lawrence, don't take
wait. Aaron Rodgers, come on. Aaron Rodgers played like asshole this year.
Again, Aaron Rodgers was come as a 40-year-old coming off an Achilles. He didn't even play last year. Biggest fall off. Pay attention to the.
You hate him. Well, how the hell did you have him higher than fucking
If
2?
the criteria was biggest douchebag, Aaron Rodgers would win a landslide.
All right, I'm sorry.
Fall off. Pay attention to the criteria. Read all the words. Fuck.
Can't read. It's your fault.
We'll be right back with this or that from Cheese Bobby.
Ugh. Hold
I'm
on.
excited about this list. I think it's a pretty good one.
I thought you were very lazy on this list, to be honest with you, but that's just me.
You son of a
Have you read
bitch.
it?
I think it's a good list.
I thought it was very lazy, but that's just me. Go ahead.
Bobby has been lazy. He hasn't been shit on that fucking
All right, fine.
Oh, you were late. I know why. Bobby, before we go, tell Rich why you've been lazy all week.
Why was lazy? I haven't been lazy. I told you I haven't done this much work in years at work, okay? I've been doing nothing but work, you son of a bitch. They're making me do stuff right now.
The demotions fucked them. The demotions fucked them hard.
I wish I got demoted. Instead, I've been lumped and forced to do more.
Labor. Fucking
Yes.
labor. The reorganization killed you.
It did. I was thrust into this position of leading through change. It's bullshit.
I thought you were just on your period, but say Libby.
Nevertheless.
All right, very good. Nachos or quesadillas?
Quesadillas.
Yep.
It's nachos. You guys are idiots.
Oh my god, this is the ribbed fucking
Quesadilla is
wing
bread
thing
and
again.
cheese, you dumb asshole.
No, you put chicken and steak in there? Are you fucking numb?
There's nothing better than a good nacho done correctly. A quesadilla is something on a child's menu. Okay, do you want chicken fingers with it? You stupid bitch.
You ever heard of a chicken quesadilla? Oh, no.
Like steak quesadilla or a loaded quesadilla?
Listen to this, right? Next time you come down, I'll have you coming in your pants. The place near us, they have a fajita quesadilla. So picture getting a fajita, then putting it in a quesadilla. Done. It's the only thing I get now. I will not go to a Mexican restaurant that does not serve that.
No wonder you've had some stomach issues.
Thank you. And your nachos are dumb as shit. First of all, they're almost never good. They're portions.
Make your own nachos.
Their portions are
lazy
almost
bastard.
never great. They don't layer it correctly. It's always crap.
That's why you have to make them yourself and put the proper attention to detail into each nacho.
Well, I don't have that type of ethnicity, so I can't do it. Mine are just full of potatoes and dirt
Very good.
because of my
Have
Irish.
to only drink from a bottle or always wear a diaper.
I could go for a diaper because I've come very close to taking my gallbladder out from shitting my pants. So the diaper would be very safety oriented for me in my daily routine.
I'm gonna go bottle. I'm prone to spilling things at times, so that'll keep it tight.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking like a baby bottle, like you have to suck
At
at
all
it, or like
times, yeah. So you'd if you want to have a beer, it has to be in a baby bottle. You'd have to take it off, pour your beer in, put the nipple on. You can have a fast flow, but yeah, that's how it would go.
oh, that'll be better for me. I would make better decisions with a bottle.
Yeah, I'd probably go diaper, probably just for the sleeping, not having to get up at night. And
Old
pee.
bitch.
You piss the bed?
No, I wake up and pee during the night.
Oh.
Do you sleep through the night without peeing?
Yeah. I'm
'Cause
not
I'm
fucking
fucking
old.
70.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
Jesus.
Okay.
Natives grow their time frame is way off.
Very good. No dishwasher or no washing machine.
Oh, no dishwasher. Easy.
Yeah, no dishwasher. What do you want me to go
You
outside and
ever
fucking hand
washed
wash my
clothes
fucking
by hand?
clothes?
You guys are idiots again. You wash you use the dishwasher every day. I don't need to wash my clothes every day. That's once
Okay.
a week.
Jack,
So what are you gonna do with it, dumbass?
take 1 week and wash your clothes and then tell me, and then
It's real simple. I'm not gonna do it. That's woman work. God, you guys are idiots.
fair enough. I didn't think about that.
Yep. Thank you.
Hunters and
Slide
gatherers,
down
wash
dong
my
like a
undies.
fireman's pole or climb up it like a beanstalk.
Wait,
Sorry.
one more time. We didn't hear you. Rich was
Would you
talking-
rather slide down my dong like a fireman's pole or climb up it like a beanstalk?
like climb up it like a beanstalk?
Hmm. Hmm.
I'll give you what would be the better option after.
Okay. I'm gonna grip it and rip it and climb up it too.
Sliding down would probably be more fun because you'd land on my lap. Live out of an RV or in an apartment.
Apartment.
RV. I can go wherever I want.
RV all day, baby. The
day.
world is my living room.
That's an easy.
go
one.
anywhere
I
I
want to
want.
do that. I want to do that.
Drive it right up
actually
to Raymond,
right,
New Hampshire. Brum, brum.
right now. I want to do it. I want to just constantly be living on the road.
Yeah. Easy.
I want to be a gypsy.
Living a caravan life.
Gypsy.
Chips and salsa or bread and oil? Chips and salsa is the answer here.
No, bread and oil.
Where are we talking chips and salsa? What kind of? We talking chunky or like?
However you want, whatever you want your salsa,
chips and
however you
salsa.
want your bread
Chips
and
and
oil.
salsa.
Top of the line. We're talking top of the line or just run of the mill.
In generality, like however you would prefer those two items.
Chips and
Top of the
salsa.
line. I'm going bread and oil.
Ugh,
Like
chips
just
and-
run of the
chips and
mill.
salsa.
Run of the mill.
That's
top
fair
of the
because
line,
yeah,
bread
the
and oil
top,
is way
high end
better.
bread and oil would be better than there is no high end salsa and chips.
If you're
I'll
just
give you
going
that.
day to day with no say over it, you go chips and salsa. It's it's the poor man's whatever. Yeah, fine. It's just substance. It's chips and salsa blows. By the way, oil and bread is the way to go with that, but it's got to be good.
Yeah, it's gotta be good, and that's very hard to find.
I get you. So like on a day to day, fine. I'll go chips and salsa,
Yeah.
and I'll forget about it the second after I eat it. But if you give me an option on quality, I'm taking bread.
I'm glad we could rework this. Keep watching series you know you like, or try new ones.
Oh, so you do read the text exchange?
I
Yeah,
saw
you-
this part and stole the
Wow,
idea.
so he does.
I
Yeah.
saw
You
this part. Yeah.
Sneaky bitch.
He does. He does keep an eye on it. Wow.
Yeah, he's
Obviously,
always-
so obviously, off of the text exchange, you know that I would like to watch series that I've already seen before.
I used to be a rewatch guy. Now I don't have the attention span for it. I watch something new, and I also quit things very easily now. Like if it doesn't grab me,
Like Dick?
I'm fucking out.
He would never quit that.
Obviously, from his wet dreams of all those guys running and
I just dreamed about all the hot guys.
Yeah.
The Roman horde.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I don't have enough time to rewatch old stuff that like I would never watch anything new because I don't get to watch that much TV, so it has to be the new stuff.
I will set the time aside all 6 hours to watch Star Wars, all the first 3 front to back with you, Ray. Pants
down.
off, though. Pants off and
Always.
chips and salsa only.
That's fine. As long as we can watch Prison Break after it's all
No
said and done.
nachos, though. Fajita quesadillas.
I'm fine because if you want
It's a
nachos, you're a fucking
Mexican
loser.
Star Wars party.
La Yoda.
Sleep by yourself in the bed or sleep with your wife in the
Sleep by myself in the bed. Duh.
bed? Why, she a bit of a bed hog, a cover hog?
She has some flaws in the bed. I'm not gonna air it out here, but yeah.
What kind of bed? You guys, king, queen,
king?
Yeah. With a
King,
king size
I don't-
bed, it's tough to even feel that they're there.
I am the worst. I'm the worst
hear
of the
them.
sleeper between us two.
Oh, you don't
so-
say. I remember my bachelor party. Fucking you snoring.
Easy,
keeping
Ray. We
me
don't
up
talk
all-
about that night.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Never mind. Never mind.
I cannot complain about. No, I'll sleep with my wife, and the off chance of something happening, I'm in. We also sleep with the dog, and she does a cat, so it's a real fucking situation.
There's a little too many people in that bed. Too many
I know.
things.
Way too many, I know.
Yeah. It's,
Sounds kind of swingerish.
it's not great. I go body pillow though, so it's just me and my body pillow. That's my life.
Oh, body, yeah. No, yeah.
You do one leg over
you need to
body
sleep
pillow?
holding
Yes,
something,
yes.
yeah.
That's how you make your back okay. You gotta put the pillow in between your legs and straighten the spine.
I try to do that with my wife. I try to put my leg over her and then try to put my penis in her ass or vagina, but sometimes it just doesn't work.
And it's like a noodle and just slaps against.
Yeah, she's like, "Get off me, motherfucker!" I'm like,
You got to go one pillow too. You got to keep your neck straight. You can't go dual. Your neck can't be out. One pillow and a body pillow between the legs. Keep the back aligned.
How many pillows do you have on your bed?
I sleep with one pillow under my head and one body pillow.
But it has to obviously
many
be a firm pillow.
Of
Yeah,
course.
fairly firm.
How many pillows though? I know that you sleep with one and one, but
I don't know. I think my wife has 2, so I think we have in total 4.
we have so many pillows on my fucking bed, and no one uses them. I use one pillow, and I'm like, why do we have all these fucking pillows on this goddamn bed?
Probably for decoration.
Kind of like how I decorate your mother's chin with my jizz.
Okay, very good. Lighting in the room always too bright or always too dim?
Too dim.
Too
I don't want to. It can't be too bright. I'll get
Dark side of the fupa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you don't want to have to actually look at Ray. Have to screw and bang in every nail for a whole house, or have to screw and bang every hoe bag around?
Screw and bang every whole bag around. There's a lot of screws, man. A lot of screws in the house. I don't know if you guys know this, but that's
Yeah,
a
but
lot.
there's also a lot of real nasty hoes that you'd have to get down with. Are you going to want to have to do that?
I'd rather do that than fucking bang and screw every goddamn nail in this house.
Yeah, I'll take the nails.
Yeah, I'll take the labor. I'm terrified of those nasty hoes, especially if you're out there dick slinging them.
Yeah, those are.
Well, you came out of one
Nothing about
of
that
them's
list is lazy,
vagina,
Ray,
so
okay. You guys liked it. You guys liked that list.
I
You
don't like
can't
your
even say you
answers.
didn't.
Your answers sucked, actually.
No,
Yeah.
my answers were way better than yours.
This was better than your answers. That's true. Speaking of suck, Simplest Minds of the Week right after this.
Oh, back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
But I will say, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. Bit of a day walker myself.
Are you stupid or something? Almost as stupid as a stupid does.
Simplest Minds of the Week. We're going to start with Daddy Mahomes with the Super Bowl. This is, I think, months ago, maybe. I'm not sure the time frame, but here's Patrick Mahomes' father trying to talk his way out of a DUI, dropping his son.
Mr. Mooney,
Yes, sir.
can I say one thing?
You may.
My son is getting ready to play in the Super Bowl, okay?
Yes,
No, just listen to me.
Uh-huh.
I am not drunk. I promise you.
Okay.
I've had some drinks,
Uh-huh.
but he can't have this right now.
Okay, sir.
This can't, listen, this can't happen.
Who's your son?
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
And he can't have that right now. I mean, I don't care what. I mean, I could have somebody come get me and take me home, but this right now is not the right time for that. I promise you. I listen. I don't say a lot of stuff about nothing. I've had a couple of drinks. Yes, I have.
Yes, sir.
But I am not drunk. Okay.
Okay. Sir.
I mean, I would probably blow over the legal limit.
Okay.
But, dude, seriously, I mean, we don't have stars from around here.
Okay.
He's from White House. I'm very, very knowledgeable and capable. Dude, I can get somebody to come get me.
Okay.
I mean, we just can't have this.
Okay, sir? Give me just a few minutes and I'll come back and talk to you.
Please, thank you.
That sounds like a night out with my friends and my wife asking me, how much did you have to drink tonight? And you're like, I am fine. I can drive home if I want to.
I'm not drunk. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've had a couple of drinks, but I ain't knowledgeable.
All right. I probably won't pass a breathalyzer, but I am not drunk.
How Mahomes continues to succeed with the most retarded family ever is he deserves a trophy.
Did I throw up in my shorts a little bit? Yeah. But listen, I'm good. All right.
You got any more beer over there, sir? I will give you a hand job for show if you just give me another beer.
Fuck your dick. I think didn't this happen before last year's Super Bowl? This might be really old.
Yeah, but still, it's funny. It's funny to look at.
Yeah, and it's topical. Patrick Mahomes. Ray wants you dead. I don't. I don't want you to win, but
I'll take his wife dying.
Your dad get arrested. So. Okay. This guy could go, and I wouldn't have that big of a problem with it. Here's Jerry Jones.
A very low percentage of this that is smiles and glory holes. Very low percentage.
Come again, sir? Come again?
Can we hear that one more time, Raymond?
Yeah, absolutely.
A very low percentage of this that is smiles and glory holes. Very low percentage.
This isn't AI. This is not AI. He literally said this.
What is he referencing when there's a lack of glory holes and smiles?
Doesn't matter.
That's a long interview that he gave. If you haven't listened to that and you just want like stupid dry humor, that's the best of the phrases that he gave because the glory hole thing, but he is just spouting off fucking nonsense. That's the general manager of the Dallas Cowboys.
That's what happens when you let Grampy drive.
Unbelievable. It's really imagine having a POV, like a point of view camera of Jerry Jones' life, just and taking the highlights of that shit.
A very low percentage of this that is smiles and glory holes.
Really, really great stuff, Jerry. Really great stuff. And then lastly, there's only one way to celebrate in Philadelphia, ladies and gentlemen.
I believe that was a gun.
Click, clack, the Eagles are back.
That's right. And the crowd of celebration as the Eagles won the NFC Championship game. Some Philly assholes firing off a Glock.
Can I ask a question? When you fire a gun like that up in the air, where does the bullet go?
I had the same question.
All right, great.
The
I thought you guys were
come down. You just better hope it's not on a person.
They come down, and MythBusters did this, and it comes down at like the same velocity that it goes out. There's some type of science thing to it. And I thought the same thing in a crowd of people like that. Like, did someone get hit?
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone's got to do the physics.
I actually have one more for you there, Richard.
Well, what is true about that is Philly police are identifying that guy, and they are taking I forget what the charge is on it, but it's massive.
Well, yeah, so, felonies.
This is we are a PSA of a show. When you're in a crowd of celebration, just don't go firing off your Glock in the middle. Bill?
Unless you're wearing a mask.
Thank you. I know nothing about guns. I don't know if that was a Glock or not, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, it sounds cool. I have one more. this should have been number one, but here we are.
Jacksonville, the community, Duval. How do we do this together?
Thank you, Raymond. I forgot about that. I meant to mention that today.
Duval. First 0-17 team, like you said, Richard. Jacksonville Jaguars 2025 coming at you. Can't even fucking find a shirt that fixes collar line.
They pursued that guy real hard. They fired the GM for him. They did everything for that asshole.
Liam Cohen, UMass quarterback, bouncer. This guy, I sent you guys this guy's resume. He has talk about like Gerard Mayo corporating, just faking it till you make it till you get there. This guy's the king.
Yep.
If you respect that, this is your king. You should bow down to this guy. He will be out of the league in 13 months. However, he has bullshit his way from being a UMass quarterback to the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars in like 4 years, bouncing to and from different positions to the Rams, back to college, back to the Rams, to Tampa Bay. Before that, he was with like Rutgers or something. Like, go look at this guy's resume over the last 4 or so years. It's unbelievable. And then you hear him speak after he midnight danced out on Tampa Bay, taking the biggest offensive coordinator salary in the history of the NFL. Bounced in the middle of the night, would not take the calls from Tampa Bay, would not take their calls as he drove to fucking Jacksonville to do that press conference.
So great.
Good luck, Trevor Lawrence. Good luck.
I'm almost rooting for him, but
it's like I told you.
He looks like a fun guy.
If Mac Jones is the quarterback, if Mac Jones has the opportunity to be the quarterback, it's either they're going to win a Super Bowl or they're going to be 0-17. There's no in between.
Mac Jones and this guy are going to be having pajama popcorn parties.
Oh, yes.
Every fucking week. Like, this is great. This guy's the best. This is amazing. Oh,
pass more of those nachos over, Liam. Let's have some fun.
They're going to come for a film session. They'll start talking about fucking Sesame Street or the dumb shit or like whatever nerd fucking dumbass stuff they're into.
Star Wars.
Probably. That Duval, this guy will go down as one of the biggest grifters in NFL history. We thought Gerard Mayo was that. This guy, like the audaciousness of him, he will go down as the biggest grifter in NFL history. Watch. Yep. He might not make it through the season.
Oh no. It's Jacksonville though.
They can't fire him. Like there's such dire straits. Like they're gonna have to.
They have to ride it out.
They're paying him like $13 million a year. Who knows what the Pats were probably paying Gerard Mayo like $4 million.
Yeah, it's true.
And McDonald's coupons.
Oh, Duval.
Duval.
This has been the Simple Mind Sports Show, Friday Rewind live, January 30th. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye now.